Greetings, dear, precious, magnificent, beautiful spirit soul that you are. Now, that's not your mind. That's not who you think you are. That's not your programming, not your education, none of that. It's who you are, and you are that witness. Now, my topic, how to solve every problem. How could you do all of that? How could you solve every problem? We have to look at what is the cause of the problem. And when you realize what's the cause of the cause of any problem has to begin with you and end with you, because it's an agreement, it's a contract, it's a belief system. When you when you have an understanding, an inner standing, let's see, because you don't need to stand under anybody or anything, an inner knowing and an inner standing, it's a thought, it's a word, it's a concept, it's a belief. And what happens when we feel stopped in our progress, or stopped from attaining something, or stopped from our participation of relation, anything at all. These are mental stops. And there's always what my research is about is always for myself and for you, because whatever I find and realize that works for me, I want to be able, and I do, share with others who are interested, my family, my friends, everybody. And what that takes is I'm a relentless researcher, studying ancient documents, ancient libraries, different languages, all of this kind of a thing. And I'm always looking for clues. And those, some people say steps or information and such. And you know that libraries and now internet libraries, they're full of stuff, but it's all in words. It's all in letters. It's all in numbers. And what happens is, how to solve every problem is you have to take a look at what are your problems. What do you believe are your problems? And it's like, I'll give you a little example. Okay, I was losing hair a lot. And I do, some person asked me, well, why do you let your hair grow long? Well, because it's part of the central nervous system. And it actually helps with your intuition, your knowing, because every part of your divine body, the temple of the living God, has a function and a purpose. And for your expression and your experiences in this particular reality. So when you take a look at what your problems are, what's stopping you, what do you feel is in your way, instead of focusing on the problem, you take a look at what you're getting out of it. You have to look at, what are you getting out of it? You say, what do you mean? You're getting something. Well, say people say, I'm getting nothing. You're getting suffering. You're getting misery. You're getting confusion. You're getting lack of sleep. You're getting stress. And it's that worm of anxiety always in the stomach. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? Well, all of this comes from ignorance of who we truly are, because we have no stoppages. We have no obstacles, in a sense, given who we are as a divine being. And that's the key, is you have to know who you are, how this reality operates, and how you can manifest and express who you are eternally. And at the same time, at the same opportunity, is that you master, you might say, this reality, and you become a master and expert in manifesting your heart's desires without obstruction. And that's our work. So first of all, how do you solve every problem is to know who you are, what your powers are, what your abilities are, and how the mind, the thoughts, the words, the concepts, the beliefs are running people's lives, and how there is so much PR, so much media, so much education. You look at all the history books, all the pictures, all of the stuff that's there about that we've learned and studied is all produced by someone else. And it's all produced in mass to make sure that the hive mind is intact and everybody's going in the same direction with the same beliefs and the same concepts. And so what you have too is you have then through the media, the internet, the TV, the movies and such, you have a propaganda process going on to convince you that you're not divine, that you're not eternal, that you're basically a meat stick that is born and dies, when none of that is true. So I invite you. See, I don't share everything with you on these programs. I can't. I look for those really serious, committed divine beings. I don't mean in a mental institute committed. I mean, you see, that's the problem. The words are always lacking. But people who really want to know, and they really desire to attain their heart's desire, their work out in the world, their loving relationships, their good health and vitality. And I just wanted to share something with you about information, is that when I was, go back to when I was losing the hair, and I thought, wait a minute, what's going on here? And what I got was I made my own shampoo. And what I did, I don't lose my hair anymore. And my hair is back again as like really nice and beautiful for me. I mean, people say, why do you wear your hair? Because I like it. I think I look gorgeous. But that's just, that's just me. Because I don't worry about what the body looks like and everything. Because I just watch it change itself, whatever it may be. But also that, you could solve your problems. But the problem was the store-bought kinds of shampoos, and people put all this stuff all over their bodies of all these chemicals, having no idea that it goes into the body. It's going to make people sick, and it's going to do things to you that you really don't want to have. So how to be healthy, happy, successful in what you're doing, full of vitality, energy, and most importantly, to know who you are beyond fear, beyond birth and death, beyond what you've been told or taught by any kind of an official kind of a thing. And most people say, well, you don't want to do anything alternative is everything else that is not natural, because it's artificial, just like all medicines were actually herbs, and it was getting people back in harmony with the nature of the physical body. There's actually in the ancient Vedas said that some people would live 35,000 years in what we call the time game. And also, we're talking about people of different sizes and levels and taller or shorter or bigger or lesser. But to remember, it's always been about you. And when you invest in yourself, when you attain the knowledge of who you are, how this world operates, and what's going on, now you can discern truth from false. And there is the absolute truth. Don't let anybody tell you there is nothing absolute, because they're trying to make nothing absolute absolute. You're absolute. You are the totality. You are the divine. All is possible for you. So I invite you to just email me, and I'll send you the flyer on the retreats, what I'm doing. Also the phone counseling, also mentoring. And that mentoring is really great when you want to get your products, your services out in the world, and especially if you are in the healing realm, the divine healing, and your own, you might call it your own ministry. It's your work. It's how you are giving and expressing who you are. And you are an eternal being. You're not sitting here waiting to die, waiting to get an inheritance, waiting before this changes and that changes and that changes before you actually own your powers that you have. You say, oh, well, I'm too old. No, you don't, are beyond youth or old age. That's just all a concept. And when you really get this, you liberate yourself from ignorance, and therefore you have tremendous energy and vitality, and start living a natural life which has divine pleasure of the soul, because your nature is pleasure and everybody is seeking happiness. So what happens is, to solve all problems, you have to look at what the cause of the problem is, and every effect has a prior cause. When you go to the cause, you eliminate the effect. And when you then put another cause in motion by your own choice, beyond lack and limitation, beyond poverty, beyond any of these things, you have to be willing to have that much good. And you can. And don't keep saying you deserve it, you don't deserve it, you this. Forget that. It's know and be who you are, and all is possible for you, my darling. And so it is.